Hi British Vogue, I'm Elizabeth Debicki and I play Princess Diana in The Crown Season 5. And this is going to be Princess Diana's life in looks. Famously, this is the engagement photo, announcing their engagement, which is obviously the official protocol. Emma did this in season 4. But of course, I have this memory of learning about all of these outfits from the 80s. She talks about being extremely nervous and not knowing what to wear because how would you know? I think she went to Harrods with her mum and they picked this off the rack. I don't think it could be any more blue, but obviously it's matching this enormous engagement ring. I guess she took it off before she did the dishes. If she ever did the dishes. This is the famous black sheep jumper. I just love her for that. It was brave and kind of great. It's interesting, isn't it? Because you could almost think back and think from the very beginning she was trying to tell us something, which is not hugely subtle in this jumper, but we love her for that. It's fantastic that she had that self-awareness so early on. Her first ever Vogue cover, so incredibly 80s and wonderful. It was the beginning of what became this frenzy, this desire to know this person and consume all this information about her. I guess it's presenting the princess fantasy. There's always been something about her that it just draws you in and you just want to know. I think they might be in Balmoral. I watched this video of Princess Diana and Prince Charles being quizzed and drilled by all the journalists around them. And one of the journalists shoots her this question about, are you blissfully happy? Are you cooking him breakfast? And she's so quick and she says, I don't eat breakfast. And it's brilliant. She's so smart. She's already so savvy. And she's now in the firm. So she's doing this tweed suit. She's made it her own. She's following the rules, but she's slightly skewing them so that they look better on her, so that she looks fantastic all the time. Skiing. I don't think I've ever seen anyone look as fabulous on a slope as Princess Diana. She just looked herself so much when she was skiing. I guess because she looked so fresh and beautiful. Yes, Sandhurst. This is so good. It's incredibly thematic that she's going to a military parade. She knows that it's on the nose, but she kind of is enjoying it at the same time. I mean, it's kind of outrageous and wonderful. I can't really think of anyone else who could ever pull off this look. When you are photographed as much as she was, and you have an inherent sense of play and fun, which she did, eventually you're going to stop people-pleasing and you're going to start doing things for yourself. I just feel like she's laughing very much on the inside. This is a photograph of Diana and Charles at Cannes Film Festival. There's such a contrast between the energy that comes out of this photo, just beautiful and radiant she looks, in comparison to what I found out was actually happening in her personal life, something that had happened to a bodyguard that I think Diana admitted that she was quite close to. This is a person who has had to learn that most people would not be capable of that degree of being able to perform happiness, really. This is my favorite. This is what I think we think of when we think of Diana in the 90s. The cowboy boots are incredible. We had these remade. I was obsessed with them. She was probably the first royal to ever wear a baseball cap in public. Just to see a royal off duty and make it so cool. I think it's so much the sense that she made all the choices herself, that she sort of wakes up in the morning and she says, this is what I'm going to wear today. And I don't really care if it's not allowed. The British Lung Foundation and actually a few of those organizations remade them for us, which I found very moving, actually. This look was all of them going to a wedding. When you look at the boys and you think having to wriggle them into suits, I don't think that would have been an easy task, but they're incredibly well behaved. She was obviously good at hats and the leather gloves too. I mean, it's just so chic. This is an incredible leopard print bathing suit and sarong. It's a tricky thing with Diana because when was she ever in a private moment? When you look at this picture of her, she's obviously a person who's accepted that that's a part of their life and they're going to show up and they're going to look beautiful. I was very grateful for this sarong. Also, the leopard print is just so iconic goodbye leopard print. This is an outfit that we have play in season 5. Obviously taken in Cairo because we have pyramids, as is sometimes happens on The Crown. We sort of love the look of something, we love the silhouette of something, and then we have to figure out how to use it for our story. It's not an outfit for the great outdoors, but it does look amazing. Double denim, the hoops, the belt. There's always going to be an element when she knows she's being photographed where there's a construction to the outfit. The thing that Sid and I were often talking about, our costume designer who is extraordinary. What does this character wear when she is just at home, when there's nobody around, maybe when she's not having a great day, maybe when things are really tough. I know what my sloppy thing that I put on when I need to cry and, eat French fries or whatever. But it was sort of like we have to find that for her. In these moments, she gives us a silhouette, really, for what that is. This was her going to visit her nephew, who had just been born. The elephant cuffs, the elephant tie. By the time we sort of go into the 90s, there's a lot of color blocking, very subtle shoulder pads and very long jackets and blazers. And it takes you a while to become used to the shape. Although I was a child in the 90s and I was wearing mainly overalls. Sid and I just loved this look so much. The baseball cap, the sunglasses, the puffer, it's just so non-royal. It's not at all what you're used to seeing them in, and it allows you to access her, I guess. It's also very cool. Aha! The revenge dress. The story of this dress is that she wore it to the Serpentine Gallery. Prince Charles did an interview, and during that interview that went on the television this night, he admitted to adultery. That was a big story in terms of media land. This was what was on the front page of the newspapers the next day. When people in my life found out that I was going to play this part, this was the dress that everyone texted me about. And that's when I started to realize how symbolic this dress is to people. This is a dress that we recreated in the show. When Sid said we're doing this dress, I've never worn that kind of halter look before, so I was a little bit like, oh God. It's worlds apart from where we start. There's so much more skin. She looks so fit and well. I think there's such a strength to her here. Aha. My favorite salmon shorts, obviously part of Diana's ensemble. I really didn't want to wear the pink salmon shorts because they're unforgiving. The shoes are incredible. They're like moon boots. And then these very, very thick socks. There's a lot of footage of her going to the gym. And there's this incredible moment where she gets out of the car and she goes like this, and then she walks backwards and she walks sideways and then she walks into the gym. But she never turns around for the paparazzi. And I just thought she was brilliant for that. I just loved her even more. Next. This is from 1997, trip to Angola. All around her are active minds, and she's being photographed by the world's media, knowing that by doing this, this picture appears in all the newspapers all over the world the next day. It quite literally just sparks awareness, and it's an incredible exchange she gave. There's a story that she may have done it twice. She did the walk, and then someone made a joke about, oh, we didn't get it, the camera wasn't rolling or something, and she went back and did it again. This is Dior, and this is designed by Galliano. Pretty incredible suit. I love the tassel, and also you can see the hairstyle has changed. At this point and earlier, Diana was wearing a lot of Dior. It just suited where her style had evolved to. I think it was just very sleek and strong, and obviously then there was also the Lady Dior bag. I believe she just started using so much that they named it after her. This is the posthumous cover of British Vogue. I just love this photo. She's so free and she's so here. This is something that Princess Diana, I think, could do, is really speak to people through the photographs that were taken of her. She could really convey a lot. She went through a tremendous amount in her life, and then I think when these photographs were taken, she was really coming into being her own person. You can see that in her face, and then boldness of the dress. Very little jewelry, there's no engagement ring there. I think that Princess Diana gave us a lot of fashion moments that now recur. Yeah, there's not many people who have done that in the history of fashion, and she's one of them. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Elizabeth Debicki, and this was Princess Diana's Life and Looks.